access international talent at all times is just a game changer. It just opens up so much to like who and what you can do with your roster. So Lexi beat a Navi, guys. Who's in? Flames? That'd be kind of crazy, but Flames? There's also so much talent in the CIS scene. Why would you go international? I'm not trying to start a whole deep dive conversation in a Twitch chat, but because Navi does not want to sign any player that is Russian. Now, if that player, I believe if the player is willing to relocate out of the country and basically uproot their entire life, they would be open to it. I think, you know, there might be some things that I have wrong here, but yeah, they don't want to sign any Russian players. Navi also doesn't want to sign anyone who has beef with s1mple. But they speak Russian in so many other countries. There are, and I am not well versed enough to know what prospects would be on the horizon that would be able to come into Navi and like play at that level. I know that scene literally just fucking, you just take a player and they're just the fucking best. I will say it seems more like operas though. So yeah, like in terms of the region overall, not just like Russian players, I can't really speak to it too much. It seems like you just pull an opera out of there and they're just God's gift to the game. I feel like that hasn't happened as much with rifles. I think at the end of the day, being able to play as an international roster, if you can get past, like I said, the growing pains, that was like what we saw Vitality go through it, and look where they are now, right? That's not to say that they can do the same, but it also opens up the talent pool. Look at ENCE, for example, as well. ENCE, I think, has greatly benefited from the fact that they're just fucking rolling with it, you know? Actually, now that I think about it, every 4 out of the 5 of the top rosters are international. I didn't even realize that. It's a big deal to go international because you just have so much talent available to you. Like if you're looking for a rifler, like dude, Israeli riflers are insane. What the hell? I don't know what they're doing over there, but Jesus Christ, they've like produced so many good riflers just in the last year. Also, they publicly talked about how efficient. No, I know. I'm not, like I said, I know there's downsides to this. I'm not even saying, I'm just simply reading the article and giving you my thoughts. I think international is definitely a really good move. But I also think it takes an incredible amount of time to like build it. You can't just be like, all right, we signed. I especially think it's really dangerous when it's just one player. You need like the split, you know? And even when you have the split, I actually think like that's where Vitality struggled. You had the French, the Danes, right? Now you have s1mple who kind of breaks it all up a little bit. You know what I mean? Shuei to Navi, maybe. I kind of doubt it. Like if it's gonna be somebody to lead them, I think they'd want somebody with more experience, just because I think that's kind of how that team culture is. s1mple's not as good as he was unless he just got lazy, bro. Having player not performing just as well for 6 months, like you're literally just doing recency bias and your brain is exploding. I think, Vito, that you're forgetting, you know, he's kind of the best player in the world consistently for what, the last 3 years, and even when he's not, he's always in the discussion. You know, the level that he brings, I'm not going to say that he's performing, he's not playing as well as he used to, but to say like, yeah, to even talk about replacing him after these 6 months, when I think we also would agree, or maybe not, I think that the team just isn't been in a good spot. I'm actually kind of curious, what is his version of not performing look like? Because whenever it looks like this, it's usually not as bad as you think. That's past 3 months. Bro, that's still ridiculous. Like, this is what I'm saying is like, we literally don't even realize how high of a standard we hold him to. Dude, 1.19 is fucking insane. If this is your player's downturn, like, holy fuck, what a luxury, man. Also, number one, number two, number one. Bomb, see the last 6 months? Sure. It went down just a wee bit. I think we hold them to a high standard because they build around them. I don't know what you mean by they build around them. All teams support their operas and push their operas to excel, but also simultaneously, no opera wins by themselves. At least not anymore. We're way past those days. Also, yeah, they did win a major and the Grand Slam like a year ago. So like saying that, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have probably glossed over that. Saying they can never win, it's the ridiculously high standard in a way that Navi's created for themselves. It's what s1mple has produced so much like individual level that we hold him to. I'm not trying to be grand, but I don't know if there's a single organization that we probably have as high of standards for. I think people have expectations for like G2, but we also all know that they're just gonna G2 it. I mean, like, truly, when Navi doesn't like end up in the semifinals or the quarter, or yeah, if they don't end up in the semis, at least it feels like an absolute fucking failure. The expectation of G2 is only because of modesty. I think the expectation of G2 is because this might be the most expensive roster in Counter-Strike. Maybe Vitality has them beat. I don't know. Depends on how big Spink's got the bag and the FaZe roster. These two are probably, my God.